I promise, yeah, run it back, yeah. Belly dancer, you're my baby.
She said she wanna live in este momento. I control the tempo, bailando lento. She said she wanna live in este momento. You should know
I control the tempo. I control the tempo, yeah. I control the tempo. Baby, I'll be gentle, yeah. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, God, I promise.
you're my PY, love to on a daily. So the cherry I should win your. Maybe you and me might just last for infinite. I know you really like that. I can do you like that. Go with the flow. I don't want you in my night. See, I don't know where you came from. Belonging, so blood occasion. And get like
Control the tempo. I control the tempo. Baby, I'll be gentle. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, God, I promise.
Get all good. It's a struggle, but you know I'm moving. Girl, and she hot like California. I put my life into the hustle. Gotta get it how you get it. I'ma do till I die. I'ma do this till I see them pearly gates and see his face. You know that I'ma do. Yeah, I'ma do this till I slide. When you walk this road, it gets real cold and you feel alone. I see dollar signs. I got no regret. Cause that man went there when I was down on my knees. I had no choice. I was selling green. See, now I'm changed. Now when they see me in the I can tell he's insecure. We don't speak the same. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, they smile up in my man. They tough, see them and bluff. My grind, I've been grinding for these years. I was out there trying to hustle. Trap houses, real bosses, heavyweight music. It's the only thing that I can do. But you know I'm only concerned. Foreign girl, and she put my life into the hustle. Now I how you get it. I'ma do this till I die. I'ma do this till I die. Birdie gaze and see his face. You know that I'ma do this till. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll do this till I die, baby. Yeah. We be burning on the set. We be working on her, rolling around, trying to get out. It's all I'm about. 'Cause you know, no, there ain't no coming down. No, we burning, baby. Just give me the chance and maybe come out with players and maybe rolling night and maybe bubbling, y'all. Take it slow. So into the SP floating, no provoking. Mama see the recreation, I get the best cars and I've been looking and I'm turning back. I'm fully focused. I'll be way up in my zone, yeah. I'll be up in my zone, yeah. In and out of my zone, yeah. We're burning my zone, yeah. Burning up and we coming up, yeah. They see the wave, now we coming up. We burning, not concerning one open on us. So yeah, we do this and trying to get out. Elevation. You know when we burning up. No, cause you know when we. No, there ain't no coming down.
That you're bad, if you're bad, then man. If you're the man, then prove it. This is how we do it. She can never decline, no. Cause like a ninja turtle, and I love the circle. When it rains, it is personal. You got so many loopholes in your system, I know. La música es pura, con mi mula. Open up the computer, la música es pura. Everybody talking mula, no.
Nobody wanna see. We do this every day. Rolling around, trying to get out. That's all I'm about. 'Cause you know when we burn it, no, there ain't no coming down.
Me, baby, you. I control the tempo, yeah. Baby, I'll be gentle, yes. I promise, I promise, I promise. Girl, I promise, I promise. Run it back, yeah. Baby, chain reaction, just like sweaters. Not today, I'm for you, you know I run a mile. I really wanna live in this momento. I control the tempo. She said she wanna live in no tempo. I control the tempo, yeah. Tempo, yeah. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise. You're my PYT, top of so the cherry as she said, maybe you and me might just have the feelings. I know you really like that. Only want you in my nightpad. I don't know where you came from. You belong on this occasion. I control the tempo. I control the tempo. Yeah. I control. Baby, I'll be gentle. Oh yeah. I promise, I promise.
And welcome back, everybody. And firstly, what the hell is going on? This has been a game of CS. I got to be in this one to go to 3 maps, but we're here on Cash, Movistar, and then after we're going to be this action. So make sure that you stay tuned because I'm going to be here for the next, delivering you some high. Obviously, got Cash coming up, which is the 3rd and final map today. An epic map. I think this is good that we'll see in this East. An absolutely stunning series with both of these teams rounds or more in both. I think that we need a stunning conclusion to finish this one off. Of course, very different map. You've got much more openness. I wouldn't be expecting to see shutdowns this time. I think we're going to see an absolute slobber knocker, high action going into the map of the of this series. And then we've got even to this one. Obviously, that was a 13-2 from Movistar, and they weren't able to. They lost on Cash. How does that knock your confidence? Because Spanish side have lots of confidence so far today. Green now on Nuke his side of Train. He started to go to sleep. He's one of these players who C word confidence. He carry that through onto this map. He needs to kind of regain that. This is a team that everybody's looking at, though. We built them, and we've had probably about 10,000 people in the chat. Absolute whale of a time. And this is for a 1-0 today, so they've got to keep that in their heads. Not a joke. This ability to all fall on its head once again. They are warming up right now and getting into day, and it's obviously on Cash as aforementioned. We've got this. What can we say? We've got this good performances from teams have a good T side, CT sides to go on Train. So on Cash, I think action or Rampage totally on this matchup. It's 1-1. Those are really the number to watch out for. It's the 1. So remember that both of these fighting, keeping that confidence high. Mindset, it's all about that confidence. That really dictates how you can hit your shot. It's really, really important. This game hot. If they don't, then your enemies, your opponents in the team, they're going to be through. And map 3 here coming up, and they're about to get all into. hoping for well these teams are, and we need to really see. So Cash, it's a very different map. Side maps, Nuke and the T sides. Remember that Nuke was ahead. This one's going to be a bit more T-sided as well, with both of these teams showing. That is a very CD-sided. I build that game saying that T-side, then they're going to be really T-side. They went 13-2 down, and they still close at half. I'll go into overtime before winning it. Ali, you have the name of the song played. I don't actually know which one that is. I don't know which one you're saying, but on this channel. So we actually produce that, and we do a lot of that different. That's interesting. I think that's actually like producing the music and stuff. People seem to like that. But we play one called like Say What. I can even put. I could put it in. I think we need to keep the CS on the cards and the energy up. We've got 2 to watch all the action. Remember, if you want to get involved, follow button. I'm going to be here for the next couple of hours. ECS action, of course. We've got this Pinnacle Cup. And teams desperately want a higher seed net. A 3-0 would and I don't know what. Remember, Swiss systems are usually to separate teams in half. Top 8, you go through, or bottom. I don't know if that's happening here. I think it's just for seeding, where if you're 3-0, you get a top 3-1, then go 3-2, 2-3. So 3-1, 3-0. Christ, it's so it's impossible to go through a Swiss system, and you have the. No, I think that we're playing Timars. I can tell you what the playing Timar. We're playing it's either Timar Tempo, Timar Till, or Timar We Be Burning. So it's either, there you go. It's one of those 3, dude. Is it Cole's Tempo? Yeah, there you go. That's the song that was played. Cole's and Tamar. So yeah, I don't know which one it is. If it's Tempo, that's like shot on a, and that's great. It's shot on a. I think it's shot in Marbella. I'm not telling you it isn't 110%. I hate to say it, but thanks very much, man. Well, I hope ECS agrees. I hope James Bardolph agrees. That's fine. I'll be honest. Here, I love the Spanish. I don't even want to suck up or anything. Star Riders, when there used to be Existence, the best team to cast. Might remember as well. A company that we love as well. Maybe a lot of the Russian fans in the UCC's broadcasts as well. It might have been Farm Skins, or it might have been 2018 or 2017 games with Existence in. And ever since they've become Movistar Riders and grown, and especially giving them like actual Starfire to 3 maps, they can take tournaments. So getting into this game, so I don't necessarily know if we would win this at the start of the game. I know that they didn't have said it was either going to be those first 2 maps, or it's all up in the air for this third. Ultimately, don't even want to because I don't know. This could have winning this match if they had just, of course, Nuke incredibly close, going to overtime, and that's got a game of cash to set. Johnny says, "Oh, love you, man. Thanks for the support to the Spanish teams. Like organizations like EFLGG want to support those scenes where there's like, oh, where are the big Spanish tournaments? The big English coverage for Spanish games. There isn't so much. I think." So yeah, Movistar have a match in Spanish. Streamer came here. Yeah, no, I know. I kind of guess what those Movistar Riders are a little bit funky. You've got should we see what? So I like this. Just want to see if we've got the IPs. These players haven't like joined like. So this game kind of soon. Oh, Norbert and Boomich still here, but I don't know what's going on right now. I think they'll just join back in a second. Oh, Movistar has a match here at 10 matches, and that's what I've been talking about, and ECS have been talking about. Oversaturation in the scene. Played with those oversaturation right now, where top tier teams have to play, and I was saying that although you don't want regulation there, guideline, but you know, teams are always 10 best of ones in a day. They do it. If a team doesn't, they just you've got that extra pressure of this, but you're dangling the carrot. You've got lots of money. Yes, and a team like Movistar who wants to rise in the ranking, you're like right on the precipice, a millionaire. You really want, and if you can actually find yourselves not just like going to the big tournaments, and the majors in CS is what really matters. So yeah, obviously it's those majors that matter, but let's say that you have big performances in ESL Pro League to just the best tournaments in the world, and that is what really matters. Or so far, so I don't have any information on that one. I haven't been in just a few moments. It's just that these teams need a bit of a break. They have had a lot of. I know Movistar Riders. This is at least the Russian team, but yeah, we should be getting live into this game in a couple of moments, and 2,200 people before the game's even started. So we should be getting into this one quite soon. If you want a bit of time, so if you want to ask questions, get in that Twitch chat. I'll be right now. Whilst maybe Winstrike making time for Movistar to forfeit. You know, it's not going to get to 10 o'clock. So that's the stream of the game. No problem, man. No problem. Let's start. I'm not sure just yet. This server once again. Mitch being the first man in. Alex, not too sure about that one. I had a win strike and they grabbed their balls in the second half. Great comeback. A lot of us are supporting the Spanish team here, but you've just got to have a tremendous amount of respect for a comeback. Because one comeback is always improved. They had to reset the server between every game. I don't know, maybe ECS does to make sure that the servers are in really good condition. It's just the team's not getting in yet, but we are in the warm-up, and we should be getting into this one nice and soon. They were 0-7 down. They were actually 13, and then another round was. They took the last round of that T side, and then the pistol as well. 5k on Movistar, 5,000. 5,000. Should I have a look? I can actually have a look. I'm just gonna comment. See, we've got the Pinnacle Cup for on that one just yet. God, you know. I think maybe they're perhaps favour the number one teams. Yeah, obviously Avantgarde, them. Just two. We've got the I think that was a 2-0 as well. So we've had 2-2-0, a pair of 2-1s as well. Remember, it doesn't matter. Hey, if you win the match, you go down in the Swiss system. Connecting to the server. You know, I don't know much Spanish, but there we go. There was news this morning that Neo for this heroic stuff really interesting. Obviously, that game, I think. I'm not too sure about that line up. However, that game right after, like I'm 80% sure. So underway first. We got 24 with the looking for the wins here. So I think they're just having a bit of a problem with a couple of players connecting to the server. Our Riders side, but all of these teams wanted. And you know, yeah, that server's reset a couple of times, but we should be getting into this game a bit soon. High intensity of that previous needed a bit of a break as well. I know that I would have liked to just get, obviously, map 3 being cash, a bit of a rest, because you've just played rounds or something in an hour and a half. That's CS. And that isn't to be, like, underrated. That is difficult. Oh, so a high ping right now. So they're just fixing those issues. I've done Movistar Riders. That is what's... so we can get you the team right now. We're literally, like, I'm patching into can bring you exactly what's happening. So yeah, they should be able to get that fixed. Just warm up for the time being. Get into the game. We shall back on track. What I think we'll do is music, and we'll be back. Goes live, so we'll be back with this game in just a second. Matchup. My name's Squid CS, and you're joining me on EFLG edition of CS Grabs here today, and Windstrike, that knife round here, of course, for the ECS, this year's Community Caster Challenge. So, thank you. And of course, Windstrike going to be starting here today, and oh no, they're not. They're going to be starting on that on that T side. It's Movistar. I feel like Windstrike won the night, which is actually very peculiar. I wasn't quite expecting that to happen, but besides, it may be just expecting, oh, maybe they're first. We're going to be able to dominate in rock. Start on the C to control the pace on your T side, and it's usually easier to close out as T. Closing out as CT is quite. Opponents know what they need. Actually be the very difficult. He's the man. Look at that. I don't think a lot of people agree with that. Your opinion? You're a light. I need to get back into this A bomb. Missing the shots. Alex about to wrap around and oh, misses the headshot. Needs to find it. Now the defuse happening in full cover. They need to both find these head. Oh, straight on that bomb. They have, yeah, plenty of time there on the clock. First round. That's their first round in ages. 1-0 on the board. The CT side has been just a breather on train with 13 twos and 14 ones up for grabs. Strong, and maybe this risk first isn't exactly going to pay. So, a pause here. Of course, you want to be... if your opponents are pausing at this point, that's going to kind of slow you down. Timeout is... You're always... we've got, obviously, big game for this one, and Windstrike versus Movistar Riders coming into this one, but hopefully that means that we'll see a much higher and a much more competitive map for it. Maybe we'll get what we've been waiting. Riders actually starting off quite strong, like being the favorites in this series. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. Of course, maybe 50 odds right now. And I think this is a technical. Not be going this. So, and I think. Welcome everybody to this match, and as soon as we get into a bloodbath, of course, Movistar, they can now holster a defensive half as Windstrike half. They've been doing that so far today. Hard-fought comeback previously on train. A 14-1, 13-2 down. It's too much. You would never expect a team to make a comeback like that. Done it, and now they come back into game. Did you see this page? I can't. I don't know. I can't see what you're. Both teams obviously want to be getting this one, but these are definitely technical issues. Issues probably on the side of the team. Movistar. Obviously, you don't want to be ping or like even 60 ping. You want to be down at like. Should we find out? I don't know if I'm about it just yet. So 2,200 hours. They're playing it 10 o'clock. At 10? I don't know. Some people might have to translate some of that. You know. So the prediction is we get 6,000 followers. That's the prediction that I really care about right now. In the chat while we are. And remember, if you want to get involved in EFLGG shenanigans, you get in contact. We've got an email, info@EFLGG. If you want to stream, if you get in touch with us, we can help you get a career in esports. So make sure that you get in contact. Is right down below and get on board in an esports organization, big one. I think that they're just finishing or tech issues on their side, but as soon as that is all into it, they've restarted the server a full restart at some point. Around that was live, so we will start to Movistars. So remember, if you just tuned in, it's Cash. It's been confirmed. Is that true? That's not true. I don't believe that. Come on, guys. I don't know if to go about winning. Yeah. I watched a Movistars the other week. Movistar were playing, I think it was in the yes, or it might have been in another tour, close qualifier. So they played Cup, and they had an awesome stream. Like, I'm preaching to the choir here because we've got a man. I don't know if the Movistar Riders guys are still here, but fantastic, to be fair. Break because they're casting the 10 o'clock cast this one right now. Obviously, you want a little Spanish every now and again. But yeah, those guys have a wicked stream, and they like sit in the studio because they are at the booth. So like, guys, are riders actually in like a game all the time, or is it game? And then all the time you're just clearing the game house, you just like, or is that just for like a month or something? Is it a game? That's actually pretty awesome. Like, and I don't know how big the organisation Movistar Riders is, because house are really expensive. Well, that's a lot of people. Or maybe it's a boot camp and you've like rented a house for a month, which is also sick. But... So you've got. That's pretty sick, to be honest. Players playing there all the time, and I think that's pretty cool. So back then, because it affects all my stuff. So I don't want to come company are they? Oh, I didn't know that. Spanish, so I don't really their organization or anything, but you know, that's pretty awesome. Live into this one. Remember, Movistar have already won the pistol round. They're on C. A couple of ping issues earlier. I like keeping auto director on for the first portion of the game, so I don't. But we've got a Mo representative literally in the chat, so we can talk to them. They I think O2 probably own Movistar. Getting back into this one, they've shenanigans with like killing each other and getting back in. Right. Behave, be nice. Yes, are watching. At least they know that I confirm. It's something that I might be able to do. ECS's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just sometimes you just have a bad connection to the server. Sometimes it happens in a comp game. The server's not bad, but you just can't get. What, Movistar? So is this big in Spain or should? I love getting the chat involved. Remember, we're having a talk with maybe like 250 people in the chat. Some people out there. Make sure that you get in this Twitch chat. Because a couple of hours streaming the Counter-Strike. And obviously we'll probably be touching up on into North America. I think John might be joining us as well. Make sure that you third and final map of the day. And this one is set to be epic. Both T+ rounds. Doesn't seem to be much different. Still, Movistar Riders 1-0 up. Molotovs towards mid and Windstrike going aggressive with the bar 7s. And you've got Dangerous Deadly Deagles on the other 3. And quick holstering those ones. And it is straight towards mid. Strike now taking pieces. Taken around early is always really important. Deagle, trying to take, both going to find shots. Soka drops and Movistar. Highlight is so important, and these freebies completely crucial. Alex now the famous, only able to rack up 1, and Waylander 2 versus 3, and strike side. There's the cross though, and now World Edit can tap the digits into that bomb star as the CT side now into this B bomb site. It's a 3 versus 2. The HP Mixwell only having a mag. And he Mixwell left, picks up the AUG, and I think... What did I say? He's got an MP9. He had an MP9. AKs and AUGs picked up. Gives him a little more to... It was a little bit cautious. It was on that 1-1, and right back in this game. This series, third and final map being just that way, is one of the best games of the ECS Pinnacle Cup right now. Have a great cast. Enjoy it, buddy. Lots of luck for the community competition. Thank you. The love in chat. You full of love? Else, I think it's energy. I think it's Magic Beans to have tons of energy. Metric tons, Imperial tons. They're going to go down, and quick finding the headshot levels this back as Windstrike finding pick. Very cautious time as that bomb ticks away, and there goes the Molotov. Might even force World Edit out of position. He's quite far advanced and has to swing into the CTs as Mixwell caught between the crossfire and Windstrike, able to put another one on the board. 1-2. So almost 3,000 people watching here, and Movistar, of course, they've had some shaky CT sides, and Cash just can't be one of them. I think it probably will be. I think that if... What a spray down there. Waylander just racked it up. Of course, just one player on the A-bomb side now. He's going to get finished off as well, so a crucial round where no damage dealt onto the Windstrike side. They stay alive with 5, and that means no reinvestment into this 5th round. So 1 to 3, and Alex being the only holster on this B-bomb site. He's got the deagle, and can often be deadly if he's playing his head glitch spot. But against the AK-47s, if you don't rack up instant headshots, you're finished. You're done. You can't do any more. And yeah, Alex does go down. What's that player that we were talking about earlier today? But scoreline being a potential 4-1. If Winstrike had continued the way they want to take off, and despite them having a very strong CT side earlier, I was actually expecting their T sides to be better here. And likewise, Star Riders, their T side might be good. But remember, Winstrike, they are the favourites going into this one. They're like almost a top 20 team in the world, where Movistar Riders just inside this top 40. And between that 40 and 20 mark, it might seem quite pedantic to quote those sort of numbers, but they really do matter because the skill gap between those teams are often very great. And especially when you get a little deeper into the map pool, when you start chipping away at that armor, it can very often be a very one-sided affair. 4-1 Winstrike. Obviously taking a lot of aggression towards both sides, and spreading your load makes you unpredictable. It means that Movistar can't stack either of these bomb sites. They probably don't want to play aggressive towards either, which means that you can't really punish a T side like this. So just playing passive is the right approach. And Mixwell doing exactly that, chipping in with the AWP and finding good damage. Squeaky door opens and Lowell spots it and almost swats Norber away. A little bit of damage, and it does make him rescind. Oh, and that's a beautiful headshot. Not sure why Mopos was playing so aggressive and aggro in that situation. But Norber's going to go out and steal away another shot. Mixwell just swinging out in the open. And he gets found. Movistar really need this round, and they actually need it quite convincingly. Jumping up on top of the boxes. Lowell going to switch out to the AK-47. So on this A-bomb site, it's smokes placed and positioned and poised, and World Edit doing a lot of damage through these clouds. Alex tries to trade it back, and over on mid can't actually find a retort. 30 seconds, going to be a B-side attack for Winstrike. Once again, they've actually fallen back towards this side of the map a couple of times now, and there is no defense over here. So they're very nicely poised to take this round, at least take the bomb site and guarantee themselves a retake. They need to go for this crossover. Against Yorp, sometimes you can just fire over lame shots and even find success. C4 down. Norber's got this angle posted, needs a headshot here. Lowell spots him out. Norber actually caught with a knife out. And now it's World Edit versus 2. This is needed for Winstrike if they want to keep the momentum going. Tucked away in the corner, and Lowell's about to make this swing out. Oh, and there's the headshot. Beautiful 1 versus 2 for him. Didn't even use and utilise Alex. And that gets Movistar Riders back on the board. Vamos, everybody. We need a bit of energy in the chat for Movistar right now. We've seen them take 2 maps tooth and nail. A third would pretty much guarantee this is one of the best series of the Pinnacle Cup. Right over the top, and Movistar Riders playing a really passive defense with the exception of mid. You've got Moppers going aggressive, and it makes me think that Movistar are actually quite sure of their defense. They know what they're doing right now, but they're not playing the buddy system. I kind of want them to do this, because if Winstrike are going to play a coordinated game in Counter-Strike, which they have been, look at them. They are playing a buddy system. They've got 2 players towards A, kind of complementing each other, then 3 towards B, about to run distraction, and that flash pops perfectly. Soka does get traded out. Alex finds a pick. But now the B site being contested, and the attention needs to be drawn by Mixwell. He's got the AWP over towards A, and this is what really matters here. This over towards the B bomb site is all a false sail, and Mixwell instantly picks apart the first. Knows that the bomb is here, and that's an aid right over the top. They now know that Mixwell is playing in the midst of them with a AWP of his own world, and it's able to take him out. And now they're caught completely out of position. They've been outmaneuvered by Winstrike. Alex, he drops the bomb. What was Winstrike doing? They needed that rotation towards the A side right there and then. And Lowell's able to catch one out by behind as well. Waylander, he gets caught out of position. He's right behind this defense. So Alex changed up his position, but he has this one poised. Great angle, and the headshot's perfect and fluid. 3-4. $15 followers away from 6,000. If you want to help us get there, make sure that you hit that love heart right at the top. And I might even send you a love heart back. You never know. Smokes over towards mid. I am quite impressed. That attack was actually really nicely poised by Winstrike there. They had good position. They obviously found entry kills as well. And that AWP on the A site, there was the real pincer there. It was on Mixwell, and he had found his way right behind the attack, which meant when he sprang at it, he really put a spanner in the works. And for Winstrike to capitalise on that and find themselves a couple of men up, and then Movistar Riders to actually fight their way back from behind, that is really important. It's quick finding shots, but these aggressive plays from Winstrike have been really helping them out. And towards A now, they still have to get past Mixwell's AWP, and Lowell's waiting AWP. He's held behind the smoke, but steals away a headshot. Waylander gone. With 50 seconds on the clock, Boomich trying to tap away at faces, but he isn't actually finding anything. 3 versus 3, and yeah, Boomich on the A site is just going to hold ground. Of course, you've got World Edit. He's actually the real key player in this position, watching for any peaks. Oh, and then you've got Norba from behind. I didn't even see this coming. There's the pincer. Surprise, surprise. Mixwell catches it in the back of the head. And Winstrike, yeah, they might just be finding another round here. 3-5. And Movistar just doesn't have any money left. This is a really quite tricky situation. You want to be perfectly honest about this. You're 3-5 down and you have no cash. It means that you're probably going to be 3-6. You've also lost your loss bonus. So Winstrike just doing their job on the T side. This isn't anything spectacular. We're not expecting anybody to take many rounds on the CT side. But that means that if Movistars did, then they would be significantly ahead. Winstrike are just holding serve right now. Almost 3,500 people here watching, and I think the majority of you are favouring one team. That's brilliant. It's Movistar Riders. They are trailing right now, and I think they need your energy, folks. It's obviously this Winstrike side actually doing a pretty good job so far. They've been pretty meticulous with this T side, especially towards the A site. Finding picks quite commonly. And Movistar Riders going for an aggressive buy in this situation. Low right over the top. He's going to be the important factor here. Needs a spray down. Forced off by the molly. There's a smoke to rescind it. And over towards mid. Boomich, just taps away at the faces. Lowell instantly goes down, but gets capitalised by the MP9. Now, Norba has to find this player within the smoke. Oh, and he's going for the stabs! Finds him! Mopod's gone! Shanked up! And this is the bomb going down, and maybe even a 6th round for Winstrike on the board. Alex does have quite a nicely positioned flank that I don't think anybody's necessarily ready for or necessarily waiting for, but they're not going to be caught off guard. They've placed a smoke down already, and they've also got their defense looking towards this position. It's Norba actually looking towards A main here. I think Alex is just trying to do as much damage as possible. He might have even, I know he hasn't been spotted back, so there is a headshot on the board for him. And the all can't connect for a second, meaning quick capitalizers. And 3-6 is the scoreline. So we've got, obviously, this game's starting to heat up. And as you get through to further rounds, you will see Movistar under a lot of pressure. We haven't seen a comeback from them just yet. We've seen Windstrike almost come back on the first map and then actually managing a big comeback on the second. We haven't seen Movistar's resilience to being right up against the ropes. And maybe we'll see that this time. Let's hope that we do, because that mental fortitude, that can be really what carries you through. Three to 6 and a B stack, but it's probably going to fall on deaf ears as those initial pickups come towards the A bomb site. Boomich going to be the first man on that, and there is nades pouring into A, but no defenders here, so it's not going to matter all too much. Windstrike going to secure their 7th. What's most important here is 5 players surviving for Windstrike. That's going to gain so much cash that they can put constant pressure on the CT economy. I know Alex might actually find one here, but yeah, that's only 1 rifle dropped. Ideally, you wouldn't be dropping anything on the Windstrike side to this. That's a little bit favourable for Movistar, but you can stay confident and you can stay happy with that round if you're Windstrike. Carrying 4+ players is really what you're aiming for. Movistar, the break even there is finding 2 kills. That means that they have to go for about half their reinvestment, just under half. And it means that you're putting constant pressure on the economy. So if you're playing against a team like Astralis, if you're playing against a top-level team, expect to lose a couple of guns in those eco rounds. It's something that these teams practice aggressively. But now they rush towards the B bomb site, and Alex trying to hold a spray down to peace. There's no aggressive defender here for Movistar, so Alex has to do it from afar. Gets forced back by the molly, means that Windstrike take a lot of real estate towards the B bomb site, and with the smokes placed, they can tap the numbers into this C4 with plenty of time to spare. Movistar still have the man advantage, and they have to move their way in right now. They've actually run out of nades to some extent. They've only got flashes and smoke, so no Molotovs, which would force further players out. World Edit's AWP might be a real pincer here. Watching from behind actually equalizes. Now the Orcs need to chip through. This AWP, close and personal, gets shot in the face. Just Waylander remaining, and he is in a 1 versus 3, and he is finding shots. He's still roaming. Oh, and twisting, another headshot. Soka goes. Oh, and he gets capitalized. Lowell, he hasn't got enough time left. Has to run off. Movistar, just a little slow on the trigger. And it means that Windstrike get an 8th round, and Movistar have to clutch its straws once again to get back on the board on this defensive half. 3-8. You would be firmly expecting Movistar to take that. They had all of the initial picks. They found those first frags. And then you'd be thinking, yeah, Movistar, they're going to take it right over the line. I think that they'll probably actually find these opening picks. They're going to close down this round. You even had the AWP on the B site taken care of. World Edit was looking behind for some considerable time there. And the Orc just prodding him in the face like a bayonet. Not panning out, not working out. And Windstrike keep this win streak going. What a brutal AWP shot. Lowell loses his head. Of course, it's just with pistols, so nothing to shout or scream about. But at least a bit of damage being done this time for Movistar. That's a 1 silver lining, but it's not going to give them much respite here. Of course, we're going to be seeing a 3-9 scoreline, and Windstrike doing their job and more on this T side. And this is where it starts to get scary for Movistar. They're going to need a comeback of their own in the second half, and there's no guarantee of this happening. Just because we've seen comebacks in long games for the previous 2 maps, it doesn't mean that Movistar are going to make this happen. I think that we've got about 3,500 people hoping that it does. However, I think that they need a bit of a change of pace. They need a bit of an energy, and that could come off a couple of good rounds here. If they can actually get rifles back in their hands, which they will have here in the 13th round, they could secure a 6-9, and then with a pistol round 1 as well, it's all to play for. But losing that AUG means a little less bang for your buck in this 13th. However, they do have a lot of money, so they can actually capitalize off that mistake, and Winstrike aren't going to be too far ahead when it comes to the money there. They haven't really got tons of cash. They're up on like 5,000 average per player. Still a lot of money, still enough to rebuy if they lose 1 or 2 rounds, and that's what's really dangerous here. Winstrike pretty much have enough cash for the rest of the half, whereas Movistars now need to find wins predicated off straight headshots. 99 damage on Waylander right there. Almost didn't catch that because heavy damage towards mid, and you see Winstrike now just getting aggressive left, right and centre, finding all of these initial picks and looking and gunning for double digits. A double digit T-side on cash is like finding a pot of gold. It doesn't always happen. And right now Movistar are going to be chasing rainbows to bring this one back. A 10-5 will be the best possible scenario here, and then after a pistol, it's still doable. A comeback is still plausible and possible. However, you've got a Winstrike side firing on all cylinders, and a Movistar Riders team who have gone to bed. Spain's only an hour ahead, so can't go to sleep just yet. It's not time for belly buys. 3-10. Movistar don't have a lot of money. They're going to have to, I think Lowell and Mops will probably have to drop over rifles, and then Circa and Mixwell will go for the following reinvestment. So a short tactical intermission, and then Movistars will be getting right back into the action. They really need these last 2 rounds, otherwise they're going to be significantly behind, and we'll be staring down the barrel of another comeback. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I know that Winstrike sometimes, the only silver lining, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, when Winstrike do have problems on that CT side closing games out. We saw it in the final map in the Loot Bet Cup earlier on today against, in that upper bracket semi-final, when they were playing for all the money, when everything was on the line on Dust 2. Winstrike were not able to pull through, and they were on the receiving end of a really long comeback, so could happen again. And deja vu and getting that sort of thing in your head in Counter-Strike is actually really dangerous, because let's say that Winstrike are feeling confident right now. They could go into halftime with an 11-4 scoreline or a 10-5 scoreline or even a 12-3 scoreline, thinking, oh wow, what if we lose this? And if you go into it with a negative mindset, you can actually fall to pieces. A couple of shots found towards the A bomb site, and it is this defensive half finally doing something. It's World Edit in the back. Waylander gets taken down, 2 versus 3, bomb retrieved, and Quick now needs to sneak into A. You've got World Edit right behind, but nobody's peeking for him. He's already found a pickup, and now you know, hey, do not peek mid. Whatever you do not expose yourself to mid. You've got World Edit there. He's one of the best stalkers in the CIS region, and you don't need to expose yourself. Lowell goes down. Oh, a double entry onto the A-bomb site. How does Quick do it? Just again and again, finding big pickups. And now World Edit has this cross-covered. Soka has to hit a beautiful shot to finish off the round, and it doesn't happen. 11-3, Winstrike, keep it rolling. What is going on here? Movistar have really pulled out all the stops. They've gone for tactical timeouts. They've gone for pauses. They've gone for different types of buys. They've tried to eco. They've tried to force. It feels like they've tried everything here. They've tried playing passive, aggressive, in between, little bit of both, pinch of sugar, pinch of pepper. They've tried everything this game, and nothing's tasting good. Lowell to slam back, but he needs more than just the one headshot. He needs to come alive. 2 frags for him, and a smoke placed actually keeps him alive temporarily. And he has got the health and armor to be able to fight his way out. Of course, Boomich wanting him to, well, just stay in squeaky door, wanting to segregate the competition. However, that's not going to happen. Instead, the AWP chips through, and Alex finds another, and this half might actually end 11-4, so not an ideal situation for Movistar Riders, but definitely recoverable. Two players up mid, and you've got Lowell definitely cautious of this one. If they can find headshot, oh no, they're not going to be able to. Yeah, Lowell, great angle, bomb dropped, spots out the second man as well. They know exactly where Quick's playing from. This half's over. It's going to be 11-4, and that's maybe. Hello, Quick. There's an initial headshot, and they're actually going to peek him and try and get aggressive. It is 11-4, right? So good half altogether from Winstrike there. I don't think that they're going to be too taken aback by the fact that they weren't able to pull that last round through. At the end of the day, it's an 11-4 scoreline. That's not bad at all. They're going to be feeling confident. And going into the second pistol round, they need to keep that confidence going. There's no way that they're going to win this without confidence. Hey Squiddy, you're hosted on Sliver, by the way. Thanks very much, the guy. If anybody's watching from Sliver, by the way, I know Hash is a big Sliver guy. I don't know if you're a mod there or anything, but yeah, thanks guys for hosting us. And if you want to host EFLGG, then go ahead. 6,000 followers as well. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's like over 500 followers today. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Thanks very much, guys. And obviously, a big thank you to ECS. I hope that there's somebody from ECS listening. If there's not, then share this. Thank you, ECS. We obviously love your tournament. Well, I love casting the qualifier. And this is obviously a lot bigger, but the qualifier was pretty damn decent. Oh, Movistar finding the headshots, crucial ones in that towards the A-bomb site. There's a third, as Boomich caught between crossfires and has to pull out with miracles. Not possible. 5-11 here, and of course you're kind of maybe even expecting a big half from Movistar, and a pistol round is exactly how you start it. So 5 on the board. This is, we've seen it before, recoverable. I think they need a bit of energy, a bit of love, and I think they need a little bit of magic going into this second half. So just pistols on the Winstrike side. They're going to gang up towards A, and Movistars, all they have to do is avoid this stack. That's how you win this round here. You just don't walk into the trap. There is a big bear trap towards this A site. It's going to clamp shut on you if you walk into it. However, the AK-47s, they've got sharper talons and claws, finding 4 frags. Boomich next in line, and he's only able to find 1 for his troubles. So that's a favourable round for Movistar. They survive with 4 players. And remember Winstrike, like 11 rounds. That is not right up against the finish line. They have to... They've got some work to do. You have to find 5 rounds throughout this CT side, and it might not be it might not be possible if they just fall completely flat like they did earlier on Nuke on their CT side. Then this could all fall apart. Movistar could find the comeback and the retaliation once again, and that is always in the back of your mind. As a CT side, you're always, when you've had comebacks happen against you before, you're always second-guessing yourself. You guys know at home, if you've played a matchmaking game and you were like, let's say, 12-3 up and you lose it, the next game that you go 12-3 up, you've got a bit of doubt. And then when you start losing, it really does eat away at your mental handicap. It really does eat away at your mindset. And you can actually lose multiple games in a row just predicated off that fact. You need to completely clear it away. Professional players, of course, they're better at that than me and you. But it doesn't matter how good you are, sometimes it gets in your head. Circa finding headshots and now World in it. The weight of the world on his shoulders as he has to hold this off on his Mosa. He's not got the support just yet. Where's his rotation from Winstrike? It's so slow, it's so late and quick. He's still locked out of this A-bomb site before this C4 goes down. Movistar moved their way through, and I think Winstrike just tried to get a little too clever for themselves. They kept 2 players on the B bomb site, and now they're forced into a difficult retake in a 3 versus 3. These even engagements are so damn difficult. Alex stuck on forklift, looking for the headshots, and he at least nails one. We've got Quick next in line to put together kills. He's actually spotted out the second man. It's Mixwell locked in the corner, and only Lowell left versus 2. He has to stay alive. There's man number 1, and the spray down might come to fruition. Quick is running out of time. He needs to find this kill right now, and he's just too little too late. Movistar Riders, another one on the board, 7-11. This comeback, very doable, very possible here. Wow, what a round. Winstrike very late on the rotation. As I said, you've still got 2 players on the B bomb site as the C4's being planted on A. That cannot happen. Cash, you've actually got quite long rotations. From the B site to the A site is like about 10-15 seconds, which if you compare that to Overpass, for instance, that's a very long rotation. Where Overpass probably, you're looking at like maybe 7-8 seconds. Nuke, you're looking about the same. So we were really expecting fast rotations, and that's what you see on Cash. Stacks away from the A site to go for retakes, and then stacks on the A site to get aggressive and to find those opening shots. Talking of opening shots, a big bullet hit into the dome of Lowell. A couple more of those could put Winstrike on the board once again, but those spray downs do them no favours. Boomich drops, and a 4 versus 4 and a minute left. Movistar do seem confident here. It doesn't look like that opening half has routed them at all. And let's say that you've got money on Movistar's right now. I wouldn't be too scared because they are looking deadly and brutal. A 3 versus 3, and they are losing players against the Pistols. And although Quick drops, World Edit hits a beautiful headshot, and now they have to go for the cross with the bomb and challenge this Deagle. And you've still got Waylander holding support. He's in squeaky door, but he's not exposed his position just yet. Soka seems to know that it's coming, and there's a spray down. Second in line is World Edit, and with the smokes placed, he's going to press and get closer up against this bomb. He gets tagged up, and there's the finisher. 8-11, Movistars. They draw this one back one more. So, I wouldn't necessarily be thinking that Movistar, well, I wasn't thinking that Movistar were going to take this back as of halftime. I actually thought that this was maybe going to be a bit of a whitewash. They seem to have gone to sleep a little bit. I didn't know if the ping issues had actually got inside their head. And sometimes if you have a couple of tech issues, that gives you an excuse to mentally check out. And just absolute props to Movistar for not letting those sort of issues get to them, because you know as a player, if your ping drops in a couple of rounds, or your ping raises, and you have really terrible internet, for instance, or something goes wrong, you have a tech issue, you can use that as an excuse and be like, I can't win this. I've got loads of problems with my PC and stuff. And props to Movistar for not falling into that trap, because as a CS player, really easy to happen. And I've been there. I'm UKCS, so it's typical. But you know, you make excuses, and Movistar, they're making no excuses right now. They're being badass in this game. And Alex finding headshots, levels the playing field, 4-4. Quick right behind though, finds another, and there's a lot of manpower on this A bomb site. Winstrike with a very turgid defense. World Edit gets taken out, and the orb shot actually misses. Mixwell can't connect with 2, but Lowell can instead. That levels the playing field. And now a 2 versus 2, and Winstrike, once again, another retake situation. And with 20 seconds left, the C4 yet to go down. He needs defense and cover. And Winstrike, they should have probably initiated that attack a bit earlier. You probably want to be doing it as soon as the bomb goes down. But Alex right over the top needs to find these shots. And Movistar both simultaneously come in with big bullets. 9-11. You've got 4,200 people here Everybody, invite your friends. We might even beat the EFLGG record of viewership. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's like 4,700 or something. But man, if we can get to 5,000, that would be just beautiful. So invite those friends, come along, because this one is heating up today. And we're about to see I think, a very close third and final map with Windstrike not putting anything on the board on the CT side so far. And this has been just an absolute mirror image, a replica of that second map. Movistar Riders. I'm literally bubbling with excitement. I can't even handle it. Waylander just taking initial picks with the Deagle, but not finding shots. It's Soka instead to breach A. And Norbert's next in line. He's obviously towards mid. And with a minute on the clock, Movistar should be able to find it. We'll just get this bomb down. There it is, easily done. And 5 players surviving for Movistar. Their first completely clean round in actually quite a while. And that starts to get dangerous. When your enemies are just taking it clean, it can sometimes get right into your head. And you can... Well, it's very difficult to come back in that scenario. So 10-11, this is when Windstrike needs to put rounds on the board. They're very far behind, just predicated off the fact that they haven't taken rounds in a long time. All the momentum is riding, apparently in the Spanish language right now. I'm looking at the Twitch chat and all of the love seems to be going to the Spain side. This has been an epic series. And 10-11. This one is not going to slow down. Lowell in the back and quite an aggressive attack towards the A-bomb side. World Edit gets caught off guard and now Boomich has to stand up tall. He gets his head ripped off. Boomich just can't do it. And that smoke is actually going to cut off visual. I don't know if they've got one for the cross though. They do. Soka needs to toss it away right now. I know that Mixwell wanted to go for that attack, and nobody playing aggressive for Windstrike means that bomb can be planted in an open position. And in the 2 versus 3, Movistar really need this one. That little bit of damage scares Soka away from the advanced forklift position. Mixwell in the open gets caught, and there's the second man. Windstrike finally on the board for this second half. 12-10, and this will be close. This is where it gets interesting because Movistar just haven't blown Windstrike out of the water at this point. They've now come to a stop. Their economy is struggling slightly because of a lot of these close rounds. Remember, this has been a mental game. It's been retake, clutch, 2v1, 1v2, 1v1. It's been all over the place, and it means that neither team has been able to gain a good economy. So whoever loses this round will probably lose 2 here, because I don't think they're going to have buys into the following unless you go for an aggressive force, which could just mark your demise, especially if you're Movistar, because Windstrike just will have too many rounds at that point. It could be a 14-10 scoreline with Movistar with still no cash. Moves towards the A-bomb site. Movistar with a real chance to punish the CD defense. And I don't know even how it could be closer. Movistar now attacking this A site with all they have. World Edit only able to trade in 1 in time, and he is still roaming on this site. You've got the aggressive org from Waylander, only good for 1, as the bomb out in the open, retrieved by Lowell, and no Molotov stretching in. That one misses its mark and doesn't deny the bomb plant. So another 2 versus 2, and the orb up close, able to tag. Norbert right on that bomb, finally taps the defuse, but he's got a long 10 seconds to wait. And there's the initial shot. Mixwell comes in. Oh, unbelievable. Hits the follow-up shot as well. Norbert gone, and that is Movistar's right back in this game. It's going to be 11-12, possibly a 12-12 here. I don't think Windstrike's going to have any money left. And that A site, a tactical pause. I think we all need a break and a lie down. It's just the no-scopes. Nobody had a kit on that A-bomb site. That slowed the retake to a halt. I don't even know if he had had enough time anyway, because Mixwell was in there like a shot, faster than a bullet. And firing off shots with that AWP, using it like a shotgun, like a knife up close and personal. And that small tactical timeout for Windstrike, I don't know if it's going to be enough to get your head back in the game. I think you need more than that. I think you need to lie down and a nap to get over rounds like that. $11-12, and Mopos, where's your gun, mate? Picks up the AK-47. It's 4 lots of AKs, then the AWP, a fully equipped utility on Movistar Riders. It's a very desolate display on Windstrike. They barely got anything. It's just the pistols holding it down. And of course, Norbert up close for this one. And he does find tags with the P250. Low all that. Able to rattle away one. It's close but no cigar. Over towards mid. Finding like damage, no frags. Bark, no bite. And this is likely going to be 12-12. All clean and closed up. Unless they walk into this stack. But, you know, Movistar playing just a meticulous game of Counter-Strike right now. Picking this apart with pinpoint precision. Finding both kills on B. And that is 12-12, even Stevens, as we go into championship rounds in the third and final map of this series. Wow, 12-12. Movistar's going for the split approach. I don't think they're going fast into either of these bomb sites is the correct call, and I like that they've slowed this one down. You've got Waylander playing above, and yeah, Mopos tosses in that Molotov. That actually forces Waylander forward. He's going aggressive in this situation and could very easily get caught off guard. Now a very different attack from Windstrike. I like that they're playing this box, but oh, he gets found through the smoke. Alex traces him. And that is the opening frag that they surely needed. The flash is perfect, and Soka's able to follow up. Kills towards B mean that Windstrike's defense is crippled, and the AWP right through the body of his teammate. Quick drops, 4 versus 1, and it's crumbling for Windstrike. This defense has been abysmal this half, and Movistar Riders might be on for another comeback here today. Is this the last match? We're casting another game? No, we're going to switch to other games, man. We're going to switch to another game right after this one. We might go to a short break, depending on how the games go. But, you know, we want to get straight into the Counter-Strike. It's ECS CCC. It only comes along like once a year or something. We want to do it all. I want to do all of it. I want to cast all this CS. And we've got almost 5,000 people here to watch the conclusion. The championship rounds here between Movistar Riders and Windstrike. You've got a... what is this? It's a saved AWP for Windstrike. They don't really have all too much more. One set of Kevlar, that's on Boomich, saved from the previous round. I think he's going to drop the AWP over to World Edit, but they haven't got all too much to use. If he is staying with the armor, I'd like him to just invest the $300 for a P250 at least, or get a Deagle out. I'd like to see him get a Deagle out, in all fairness. I don't think it's going to shake up the money all too much, unless he picks up this AWP. If he picks up this AWP, then it does make sense. But it does look like either... Well, Norbert's definitely looking for it, but I think they'll probably throw it over to World Edit, who's bought up body armor, no head armor, wanting to keep as much cash in his pockets. $13-12, and a flash right over the top. Soka makes his way in towards A, and just a fast, spasmodic attack for Movistar, moving their way towards the A bomb site. They've got the pincer over here. Means that Windstrike can't just take aggressive map control. They haven't really tried it just yet, but you need to go for change-ups if you are going to win this, especially from this far behind. 13-12, and Windstrike falling to pieces on the defensive half. With the clock ticking down, that flash doing nothing. The AWP right over the top might be the difference maker on A, but with the bomb held back, Movistar aren't putting all their eggs in one basket. I don't know if he got caught off there, but no tag taken, and it's a minute remaining on the clock. And Movistar just haven't made a peek towards either bomb site here. Mopos going to be the first to find a pickup though, and it's the Deagle to chip through. Surprise, surprise, right in the mix. And the AWP misses, allows his AK to sneak back, but capitalized by Soka. The B side taken control of, and it might be Movistar up to 14 as the headshots hit once again. World Edit needs to keep hold of his AWP, And Quick probably just needs to ensure this happens as playing the Deagle in attack. I know that World Edit wants to find opening picks, but no one Deagle nailed. And Windstrike will lose this round. They have to forfeit and concede. And this double peak is going to be so dangerous. World Edit is going to get caught off. No AWP saved. Oh, there's the first pickup. He's got 19 HP left. And trying to dive behind, trying to change up his angle and use the element of surprise. But 14-12, nobody's shocked. And Movistar might be about to close off this series. By the way, that's our first time over 5,000 viewers here on EFL GG. So, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. This has been one tremendous series, and it's not over just yet. 14-12, and we have more rounds to play. Windstrike desperately need this one. They're going to have no money in the 28th, permitting they lose. And then Movistar, 3 match points. That is almost a guaranteed win. Windstrike needs putting on the board right now. This new angle from Boomich, he's got it out once before, but it wasn't spotted, it wasn't traded. Movistar could get caught off guard by this. And with the bomb dropped back and playing a very passive attack, they don't want to get caught off by anything. Minute 10 on the clock. And it's Windstrike to hold serve. They need this round. I can't emphasize that anymore. This is a must win. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that Movistar are going to be going 1-0 up here in the Pinnacle Cup. Overtime definitely a possibility here, but Windstrike now need to step it up on the CT side. And this position towards Checkers might be beautiful. Oh, he gets mollied out. This puts a lot of pressure on him. Waylander instantly goes down. Nice utility usage that puts all of the weight on Norba's shoulders. And the Orc just cannot hold up the serve. It's so curt to rip through. Turns 180 degrees. Quick gets annihilated. And World Edit and Boomich now have to save. They're not even going to go for this one. No rotate. No retaliation. No retort. They want to stick on A and save these rifles. They've got no other chance. They've got no other choice. I'm surprised that Movistar aren't playing this one even more aggressive towards the A bomb site. You've got Mopos going in for these pickups, and Boomich revealing his position. Now they know that it's towards the A bomb site, and Movistar are going to be hot on their heels. They've got about 5-10 seconds left. About 5 seconds left to find some pickups. Every kill is worth its weight in gold right now, but Boomich stays alive. World Edit does the same. No peaks for that AWP. Intelligent decision making from the CIS AWP star. And I'm going to drop over rifles and actually have 4 in this. What that 5th player has, I don't know just yet. It's going to be quick. So, yeah, an MP9. Full utility. No Molotov, though. Double flash, smoke, and nade on Quick. Everybody else has a pretty healthy utility, but Quick gets instantly tagged up. That's the nade to compliment. Doesn't find the kill. So Quick stays alive, but an MP9 and 8 HP. I don't know how much he can use this one. Bomb thrown back. Movistar have kills on, well, on pretty much all of these rounds. They found opening pickups left, right, and centre. It's Alex holding back. And with plenty of time on the clock, Movistar Raiders have been just so good in this series. And especially in this last map, showing full force and mental resilience to come back in this one. Windstrike was so far ahead. And knowing that you're favoured on this T side is so important. It helps that you're hitting all your shots as well, especially like those picks towards mid. Mixwell also almost opening it up. Like Quick could have very easily went down there, but with the nades right over the top, Norba's going to instantly swing in and find one. It's attacks on this B bomb site though that might mark the end of Windstrike. World Edit has to be the big man here. It's obviously Mixwell versus 3, sorry. He can maybe even finish this one off if he can find these even engagements. Oh, but Windstrike, that's their first round in a long time. Look at that, just sea of yellow. This has been such a close series, and Windstrike now need 2 to force overtime. Movistar Riders will have buys into both of these rounds. Alex, Mopos, and Mixwell, all above in around 7,000 to 9,000, means that they are going to have enough money to drop all rifles in the 30th. So if they lose this one, it's no need to fear. It won't be forced to win eco. If Winstrike lose this one, they'll be out of the game. So there's no counting money anymore. Both teams will have enough cash for both of these rounds. Even if Winstrike, the only time that you'll ever be pressured if Winstrike lose 5 players but still win the round, then they might be a bit strapped in the 30th here. But that's the most unlikely situation. It's Mopos to rip through with 2, both headshots there, and it is the B site being challenged. Quick goes down also, and now a desperate retake needs to clamber together for these 2 CTs. How are they going to manage it? World Edit has the AWP, and there's no saving this time, sir. He misses him on the cross. That might have been a crucial shot, missed up. And a 1 versus 3 tries to take the tags, and it's World Edit. He's got a world of work to do, but not a lot of time to do it with. Chips in towards the B-bomb site. Molotov thrown in and backing off and surrendering. Forfeiting isn't an option. He needs to find the frags right now. And he's got a trio of Movistar Rider players to find. And nobody's peeking right now. They're playing this one perfectly. The flick misses. 16-13 and Movistar Riders. What a performance there. That was just phenomenal stuff. They have been just such a good game all day and such a good team all day. They go 2-1, and that is a 1-0 scoreline up in the ECS Pinnacle Cup. What a performance there. That is pretty outstanding stuff. Wow. So that was like by far the longest game that we had in the whole day of matches. Winstrike versus Movistar Raiders going right up against the line. And how can you, I know it says post-match wrap-up, but how do you even wrap that one up? I think it's too big. I don't know if I've got enough wrap. Obviously, thanks very much for watching, all of you guys. If you want to drop a follow on our channel, we very greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all of the support today. We've had just so much of it, and obviously these games have been a lot of fun to cast and a lot of fun to do work with. I know that we're going to be back with some more ECS Pinnacle Cup very soon. Love you, yeah, love you too, guys. But how do I even break down that series? Because that's apparently my job right now. I've got to